Hello, it's Agnes here at ABK, and I want to thank you so very much for joining me for this week's introductory video, which is on inspiration. Now, when times are tough, there can be a strong desire to wrap ourselves up in a blanket of despair and hide away from our responsibilities, our dreams, and the world at large. Now, this is completely normal, and it is so very important that we contend with these negative feelings. However, we cannot allow ourselves to rest in them and have it weigh us down. One way to pull ourselves up is to shift our attention away from the negativity onto the things that we find inspirational. By drawing on the things that are inspirational, we shift our attention away from darkness into the light so that we can continue to work on the things that are important to us and our goals. Now, a few sources of inspiration that I draw upon when I'm feeling low include things such as sports. Now, I'm a fairly uncoordinated person, so I'm constantly impressed with what others can do with their bodies as they go out and seek excellence in whichever field that they're in. But where I really draw inspiration from in sports is how it puts on full display what is needed to succeed through the trials and tribulations of life. Things such as determination and understanding the grind and a belief in oneself and one's team. All of these things are really inspirational that have relevance in the world well beyond sports. Now, I'm still living off the 2019 Raptors win, feeling that high, and I will continue to draw on it as I work on my own goals. Something else that I draw inspiration from is my family. Those who are closest to me and mean the most to me inspire me to keep going when things are particularly tough. Now, both sets of my grandparents lived through the horrors of the Second World War. By reminding myself of what they had to endure, I am inspired to keep the light on when things are particularly dark. So my family means so much, and I find inspiration in what they have done and what they continue to do. I also find inspiration in the everyday heroes, the firefighters, those who save lives, those who put out a helping hand to others in need, the people who do things that keep our society together without a need for recognition. That is truly inspirational, and I will continue to remind myself of what they do day in, day out to keep things going. I also find inspiration from nature. Seeing life grow out of the cracks of sidewalks or on those rocky outcrops reminds me that life finds a way, even in the most difficult of terrains. I am inspired when I see little flowers popping up out of the sidewalk cracks, and it gives me a sense of inspiration to be just like those little flowers. Now, these are just a few things that I draw inspiration from before I work on my goals. Before you work on your goals, take a few minutes to think of the things that inspire you so that you have that momentum to keep on going even when things are tough. Now, if you're feeling a little inspired right now, I encourage you to join me in one of the Work Together videos, and together we will work on our goals for 15 or 25 or 45 minutes, taking the little steps that we need to bring us ever so slightly closer to the realization of our much bigger dreams, even when things are feeling particularly dark. Again, I want to thank you so very much for joining me, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time. Bye now.